And I got to make up for being late by actually getting started. I was busy working on a new trailer for the channel and did not realize that the time had gotten away from me. And so now I'm trying to bring up the chat, and YouTube is doing that thing where it doesn't recognize that I'm live streaming at the moment. So get that again. No. Let's see. There it is. Alright. Now I'm in it. Hi, Jason. I'm super late. I am all kinds of the late. By 40 minutes, almost an entire hour. Because I was making a very stupid, funny picture in GIMP that I will probably post on the Twitter this Saturday for that new trailer for the channel that I'm making. I did some farming off screen to get my skill up to the soft cap and just attacked a lot of wolves with the farming runes on there. And I realized that while doing all this, I had actually burnt through all of my blood vials, so I had to go and purchase more blood vials, of which I'm sitting at 70 and not the ideal 620. So I gotta fix my runes, and we are going to go back on the Vicar Amelia grind as soon as possible. Let's see, I was doing the Odin Rive, which I may want to change to max vials up, since I'm not going to be getting many visceral attacks on Vicar Amelia. Yeah, let's change that to max vials up, and let's put the second air rune. Tempting, but it doesn't actually do all that much. All damage reduction by 4%. See, the thing is, I wasn't getting quite close enough for me to think that 4% would really make a huge difference. Did I beat the cat thing? No. I got closer, but then my weapon's durability failed halfway through, and I started freaking out, and I switched to Chikage, and I meant to go to the two-handed, but I didn't click the button correctly, and I tried a couple more times, and it didn't work. So then I just spent some time on my own off-stream farming. So I think I am going to go with the damage reduction just in case it helps. Let's see. Alright. But we're back in it. Weapons are at max durability. And let's do the first run of the stream. Well, let's grab the 4 blood vials out of my storage, since it's not going to do that automatically for me. To store. No, I want to take. Where is to take? I have literally never had to do this before. Let's see. Hi, Lore Master. Vicar's good. I don't know. I haven't given much thought as to which one I would consider my favorite. I do very much like the Celestial Emissary, for absolutely no good reason. Just because it's big. Is a big jelly boy. And you gotta fight all the little jelly boys to get to the big jelly boy. And it's crazy. Hello, Souls Game Master. Okay. So, fingers crossed. Maybe we are coming in on one of those situations where I go in for the first time and I'm just chef kiss style perfect at everything that I do and try. Because it got thoroughly written into my muscle memory. Hello. Hey guys. They groan at me, they growl, they're big mad. Alright, we're off for Vicar. Looks thicker. More like Vicar. No, it has to be grosser. It's green. Hi. Oh, I can already feel that I suck. Way too late. I can feel my sucking happening right now. Oh, too greedy. Oh, that was lucky. Ah, it was too early. Oh, this is not a good run at all. I'm dead. I'm all dead. This is the worst. Whew. Oh, I swear, I thought I pressed it. I must have been doing something else. Still got hit by the explosion. Alright. So this is a bad run. We call this a bad run. Close enough. No, it's the heel. Oh, I spent all my stamina trying to undo the heel. Too late, too late. Whoa! Oh, it was the bite. I forgot about the bite. Alright, you can't do any running while... No! No! Oh, okay. in a situation where just being perfect from then on will save me. Alright. In the swing a little bit again. Also, I'm doing something very unhealthy and drinking directly from the 2-liter Diet Coke because it was halfway empty. And I didn't feel like getting a new glass after I put my glass from yesterday in the dishwasher. Alright. Well, it wasn't the absolute worst thing in the world, but it definitely wasn't good. I just kind of felt like my fingers lock up right at the start there. I guess they tensed up, nervousness. But as the fight went on a little bit, I felt a little more comfortable, but I was still making mistakes. I only get one big swing, and then we just accept it. Oh. Ideally, when he does that sweep, I want to be dodging to the right and towards him. No. But that sweep is not underneath. You gotta go underneath what they do. Nope, that was too early, and I couldn't do it again in time. Oh, I got caught by the shockwave. Now, this fight, well, I suppose, since I don't have any means of using any arcane ability at the moment, what I can do, you saw I just put the flame sprayer on, is if when the heal happens, I switch to the flame sprayer and use it to try to give a steady counter to the healing that doesn't involve me using my stamina. Because there's no way that an attack is going to keep up with her heal. That's just how it's designed. That's the rake. This is the flame. That was too early. Lucky there. That was unlucky. I falsely believed. Oh, shockwave. That's a flail. save that one. Oh, I don't normally see that strike. I wonder if that's a more rare part of the moveset. Wait. Don't get greedy. Take a shot. Ready to dodge. Get greedy on that one. Almost there. Nope. Oh, there's four. There's four. There's four in the flailing rake. And that was too late. Oh, death. Death. Okay. Boo. Try again. I do predict that at some point in this stream, if I don't win pretty early on, I might have to farm for some souls to repair and some blood vials again. I just need to... Wow, there was no sound on that. That was weird. No sound on the axe smashing down. The no souls are just hanging out by the front. You know, the first time I played this game, I would plan to retreat to the entrance of the boss arena when I thought I was going to die. No! I thought it was going to be the scrape. Ow. Boo. Oh, wow. That is what we call the worst run. Holly, hey! You are up late, Holly. Glad you could make it, though. And I'm sorry for starting the stream late if you could have made it earlier. Okay. So when I'm talking to myself while doing these fights, it's really kind of how I'm trying to teach myself what to do better next time. Trying to avoid freaking out about it. Even though I always tend to freak out about it either way. Hey, girl. Oh, I was so late. this is a bad run too. Oh, such delay. Delay is the hardest thing to do within Souls. I missed. Cool. Great whiff. I kind of wish he'd only do the jump, because the jump is easier to do than all the others. It's telegraphed a lot earlier. I don't know why she did it so close to me. Close enough. From that angle, I'm not seeing the tell for the back. Okay, come on. Backed off, I get my heal. Ooh. Didn't capitalize. But it was here. Alright. This. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Doing okay. I get the feeling she's about to heal. Oh, I got hit by that. I need help. So does she. Flail. There it it is. Oh no! It didn't switch! Big jump now. We've officially entered phase 2, which I haven't gotten good at because I haven't spent much time on it. It's doing decent damage, but at what cost? I was out of range. Oh, good. I got an interrupt. Okay. Yep, we're good. How did that one miss? Okay. Just be good. Just be good at it. The trick is to not suck. Ow, that sucked though. Right into it. Almost out of health. In fact, I am out of health. And we're nowhere near where we should be. Oh. The healing is such a problem in New Game Plus. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi, Emily. Use Madman. Let's see. Couldn't you Larry Perry? Emily, I don't know what you mean by Madman, and when I first started, I was trying to find the parry timing for Vicar Amelia, but I don't know it. And I know it's there, but I don't seem to be very good at predicting when that's going to happen. And if we don't actually beat it anytime, like, this stream, then I can definitely spend some time off stream just trying to learn that parry timing and get better. I just need a better idea for what to do about that heal. Because at the moment, it seems like I'm just getting reset, like, back all the progress I've made. Which I get is kind of the point. But yeah. Right inside. Nope, it was a straight, not the backswing. That's a throwaway run. About Madman? I mean, by Madman, like, my best guess would be that you mean use Beast Form. I'm not really set up for Beast Form to be, you know, good, because I don't have the DLC or the Beast, like, the Beast Claw weapon. I mean, I said before that I'd probably pick up the DLC later just so I can play it. Because I haven't played it once yet. And I know on New Game Plus it's kind of extremely difficult and frustrating. But that's where I'm at, so I might as well. What kind of person plays a Soulsborne game and it's like, nah, I don't want it to be difficult. Wow, I'm surprised that didn't hit me. Alright, once more with feeling. Boom. Wow, I missed. No! Oh! Got impatient. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill it. I'm just gonna die. Gonna say that's a garbage run and move on. What happened to Drill Queen? I don't know who Drill Queen is, nor that anything happened to that person. Who would Drill Queen be? Who was Drill Queen, I guess, if something happened to them and they're gone now. Someday I'll defeat Vicar Amelia. In the far-flung future. Hey, girl. Wow, I got hurt by her foot. I got staggered by her foot. That was late. That lucky. All right. Not bad. Start. Wasn't close enough. That's lucky. Heal. Nope, that's a flip. Nope. That's greedy. Oh, come on. Reset. That was a miss. God. That was too early. Oh, that was much too early and the wrong direction. It's okay. Oh, that's not okay. I'm starting to sweat real bad. Oh, that was a huge whiff. And again, too early with the backswing. Okay. It's a band, independent. They did the song Born Depressed. Jim Sterling used it as his theme song. I believe it was there by that comedian Ricky G. Can't spell his name too. Yeah, no, I never heard of them. I mean, you know, bands get together and break up all the time. So could simply be a case of people wanting to move on and keep their affairs private. The creation of art is not a promise to give up privacy. Okay. Again we go. What did you do? You did nothing. There's a third if you're that. Okay, so if you're in front when she does the scrape and then the back scrape, there's a third smash that I have to worry about. Third smash. So many contextual situations that Bloodborne bosses engage in. Huh. Alright. And I would say that it might be a good idea. In most RPGs or games or action games, it would be this point that I would say maybe I should go and level up some more and get a little stronger, but I already did, and it hasn't made, it doesn't make a significant impact in Souls. Oh my gosh. Because it's your skill that matters most. Somehow that's parry timing, and I keep getting it. Oh wow. That's pretty early for the visceral attack. Don't get too greedy. She did the big attack, the big leap. Are those not phase 2 attacks? Okay. It's a good start. Okay, I'm actually doing fine. I missed. I'm getting worried. Way too late. Oh, too late again. Oh, don't lose it now. Greedy. Launch. No! Oh, we had such a good start to the run, too. Bye, Holly. Glad you could stop by while you could. I got nervous because I was doing too well. As soon as I realized I was doing well, I got nervous. Oh, and look at that. We're officially out of vials. So we should probably go and farm some vials. Farm some echoes. Look. Hit you just because I need some to repair. Alright. So, I don't have the best idea of where at this point in the game is good for farming echoes. But I do know that the Wolfie boys down in Old Yarnum are... well, they give 10,000 souls per defeat, and if I use the visceral attack runes, they'll get just about 1,800, just shy of 1,800. Yeah, my durability was below 100 too, so my attacks were doing less damage. Okay, so visceral attack up we're going to keep, and we gotta move to the air runes. Alright, and now we head to Church of the Good Chalice. And now we get to farm on stream. How exciting. So now's the time I can actually chat with y'all, because I'm not focusing an insane amount on what's happening right in front of me. I'll just have to focus a regular amount on what's happening in front of me. Big screen. These guys have a lot less opportunity to get the visceral attack than the Wolfie boys. Oh, talk about poor timing though. Wow. I'll remember how to do it in a moment. And that's the game for you. Okay. Another way that I could farm vials is just kill a bunch of the beast people in Old Yarnum, because a lot of the time they will just drop a blood vial. Like how the big guy dropped 2. But it will be somewhat more helpful just to get the echoes. I kind of wish they would prioritize the jump, because I can actually get a visceral attack on the jump. Okay, now Wolf Boy again. See, that's the one that's the easiest to get, but big Wolf Boys are... Oh, I missed it. And so I only got a few, and the last souls that I missed. See, fighting these guys, I don't have to worry about using blood vials, because the amount I get will give me so much more in return. The red-eyed ones take more than one to get killed. You're just ever so close to the edge. And this guy... He's a red-eye boy. He doesn't look like it yet. He'll get there. Nope. There we go. Hey, come down here, item. There we go. Here, boy. We're going to be doing this for a little while, so that I don't run out of blood vials. Don't come here. Here he comes. Alright, so I like to do 2 or 3 of these runs in a row before heading back to the Hunter's Dream. And the only way to do that quickly, as you'll see in a moment, is to take one of the cloth boys on the side of the road and let him kill me. Because for whatever reason, the blood echoes do not put their retrieval location off the road here. They'll always be, well, they'll be somewhere on the road usually. And so just letting him kill me here allows me to get back to farming without having to go through 2 loading screens. If he doesn't miss, that is. See? Wow. They really expect you to be moving in. There it is. That took a while. 2 streams and still in Old Yarman. Hell yeah we are. Old Yarman. Yarnum. Because it's now for farming, not for progress or cleanup. Because we finished the cleanup. It's just a matter of have any resources at all with which to fight Vicar Amelia. And see, blood echoes right there. Only 1 quick loading screen rather than 2 slightly longer ones. Plus, we would have been in Old Yarnum a lot longer if I hadn't been able to defeat Bloodstarved in just a couple runs. That did not go super well. I got Wolf Friend. Hello, Wolf Friend. Come running up. That's his heal move. Okay, so you're going to fight the witch before or after Vicar Amelia? Well, we've been bashing our heads against Vicar Amelia right now. It's always, like, it is an option to fight the witch first. In fact, I think on my original run that's what I did. But I'm not seeing much point in it. Just because it doesn't help me level up, it's not going to get me anything that I don't have access to that might help. Vicar Amelia is just difficult, and you gotta do it. And I was ending on some okay runs on the last stream. Oh, I got it, and there it is. For some reason, when you do a visceral attack on just that wolf, the camera pans upward like that. It's very odd. Alright, and I like when they roar because it means they're going to come running. And when they run... Oh, they normally do the other wind-up. Getting the timing on the wolves for the visceral attack is important for when you get up into the choir. Because the choir has the strong wolves. He's gonna come back. Finally noticed me. Alright. And now we'll head back to the Hunter's Dream, buy some vials. And then come back and do it again a little bit. Let's see. The witch gets stronger if you kill Vicar Amelia? I did not know that. The game object box to the werewolf is in the housetop, so the game thinks the wolf is on top as the boxes are colliding. I don't quite understand what you're saying there. Is in the housetop. As the boxes are colliding? I mean, the boxes, like the character object box and the werewolf's object box are colliding, and it makes it think the wolf is on top. But how does that apply, though? What does it do?
Welcome home. What is it? Very well, let me...
Boost that arcane while we're at it. Purchase items. Alright. We're gonna do that a couple more times. So that I can have a few hundred vials rather than 70 at the start. See, I understand that what you're saying is that it's clipping, but what... Clipping against what is what I... Like, what is the problem that you're referring to is the point that I'm not understanding. Like, those things are happening. Are you saying specifically the werewolves in the choir can do their attacks through the walls, can clip through the walls? Which is true. But, like, player attacks can also clip through walls if you aim them right. Because if they get started, they'll complete their animation. If they're playing through the swing animation rather than the startup animation, and don't collide with another object like a wall. Oh, I attracted the wolf, I bet. At least I thought I saw him turn around. I guess I didn't. Okay. Gotta get those bloodstones. Spawn box still thinks the wolf box is in there. Again, Yokai, give me a more detailed explanation of what you're saying, because now I have some isolated information of werewolf box on top of are you... What box? We've referred to multiple boxes now, and it's like, okay, but what's the problem? Like, what is the problem of the werewolf box? The camera is looking up. Oh, you're explaining why the camera shifts that way. Alright, now I'm caught up. Alright. The game not know the position of wolf as it's clipping on 3 boxes. Gotcha. Now I'm caught up. So we're missing the key bit of information because there's a delay, right? So by the time you're commenting on the thing, I've already moved on. So you gotta try to give me that little bit of context for what thing you're commenting on. Because when you make that comment, it's not on the thing that just happened. For me, I am in the future. And so it's on the thing that happened a few things ago. Alright, I get it. It is looking at the spawn location. See, I was thinking it was just swooshing up, but it was pointing at a specific up location. Oh, I didn't get the range. There it is. Once I've reached my max vials in storage, we will probably take Yokai's suggestion then to go and defeat the witches first, so that they don't get buffed up just because Vickers defeated. So then we can do some actual game, and not pretend game. Still slashing at nothing. This crazy fool. Okay. Take those. Don't run too far so that I don't make the wolf hear me. Nope, it hurt me. Alright, priority is the wolf boy now. Because he'll chase me faster. Whoa! He just went straight over into the other area. That's hilarious. Just burst through that wall. That could have gone a lot worse than it did. By the way, the number of summons on the witch is related to your insight points. I didn't know that either. So the higher insight, the more little helper enemies she has. Wow. Wow. Oh, man! Ooh. I got real sloppy with that one. Oh. Well, that's okay. We'll just have to not do that a second time, and we'll be fine. And we'll let him come up to us a little bit more like normal. Alright. And that's how it typically goes. Hello, wolf friend. Well, I wish my visceral attack got you in one. It's very close. Gotcha. Alright. Well, yeah. Then we'll definitely do that. And I bet he has my souls rather than just being on the road here. Of course he does. And you can see the glow. He's all amped up on soul juice. Let's not make the same mistake twice, please. There we go. Alright. Not the end of the world. Just pretty darn close to it. Boy. I approached too soon and he landed on me. Oh. I messed up. There it is. If I go back to the Hunter's Dream, I might have souls for 2 level ups. And then I won't get any blood vials. Darn my slightly inefficient efficiency. Would one of y'all just come this way, please? Walk so slow. Oh, did they both see me? They've definitely both seen me. Yep, here it comes. Oh no! I did it again! I wasn't paying attention to my health. Oh man, I suck. Well, boosting the dexterity has already been making my visceral attacks stronger. Like, I've already noticed it. From when I was doing this farming off stream before. It's just not quite enough to get the wolf boy. Okay. If/when I get my souls back, I'll just go back. I won't finish off all the wolves. Because for whatever reason, I think being on stream, trying to be in a performer mindset, is throwing me off. Oh shoot! Talk about being thrown off. Well, I really don't want to bother with getting the antidote out. But I might have to. No, I won't. I'll just deal with it. And you have my souls again? You do. Okay. We'll get you and we'll just go. I don't want to risk it at this point. Just give me the nice easy one. That wasn't it, but I got it anyway. Alright. We're just gonna leave. Scusi. We have to buy bullets and vials this time around. Maybe just bullets. Before you kill Vicar Amelia, Central Yarman enemies drop 2 vials per kill. Yeah, but it still takes time to kill them. I find it's just a lot faster to get the echoes and buy them. Because I can buy like 200 after just killing the wolves like 2 or 3 times, rather than trying to kill 100 enemies that are spawned in. Right, I'm buying. I'm not leveling up. I need to buy the stuff. And see, like with the bullets, almost 400 in a moment. It's a lot. Alright. Now we'll do 2 more runs and do the vials. I promise I'm going to play the video game in a moment. But Bloodborne said I have to farm for blood so I can drink it and shoot it up. I don't just get it back like in Souls games. It's not magic, it's medicine. I gotta go buy the medicine with my blood echoes. Gotta spend the blood echoes to get more blood. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can do it the correct way and not the bad way. Because I've only done it the bad way for like 3 runs now. Okay. Yeah, see? And occasionally I get a couple freebies. Which I then use immediately. And we'll wait for more. Nope. There it is. See, that's how it should go. You don't have the blood Orville? Are you making a joke? Or is there a typo, like a voice to text thing? Oh, come on, I was standing there. Why didn't I just get the visceral attack? I am getting impatient. Alright. That wasn't clean, but it did work. The thing that you smash for more echoes? I mean, I have those. The Cold Bloods. But, like, those you mainly just keep around for, like, when you find that you suddenly need to repair and you forgot because you spent all of your echoes on a level, or, like, when you have just enough, you have just shy of what you need for a level, or whatever it is you're trying to buy. Like, You don't. You get. It's an RPG. It's an action RPG, but it's still an RPG. You gotta hoard your resources. They both saw me for sure. Alright, come on. Give me the easy one. It wasn't the easy one. I gotta remember to walk backwards a bit, because usually when you're walking backwards, they'll stop to do the lunge. Because the game is assuming the player's behavior is if they see them pause, that the player's gonna run in, and that's when they smash it. And now we die on purpose. And the ones in the tower. By the ones in the tower, are you still talking about the cold blood items that you use to get more blood echoes? Not sure. See, the worst thing that I have when I'm farming for blood vials is that I will frequently have enough to get a level. And I do very rarely, almost never, have the discipline to keep the echoes and buy the blood vials rather than just getting my level. Because the level is so exciting. Hey, wolf friend. Oh, missed it. Oh, we got all the health back. Thank you for the easy timing. Okay, so these... Yokai, can you see how I'm, like, where my confusion is? Because you say the ones you smash with the echoes, and then also the ones in the tower. Like, the items you smash for the echoes, and also the ones in the tower. The and then, like... It's just a standard conjunction. I have no way of knowing that your noun has changed. Like your object has not changed in the sentence. It either needs to be a single, concise, whole thing, so that I can see what subject-object you're talking about. But if you switch what subject or object you're talking about and don't say what it is, I can't possibly know. It's just, I'm not psychic. I'm not trying to nitpick grammar here. I'm just trying to do my due diligence to understand what you're saying. But it'll be rough if every other post I'm trying to figure out what the object of your sentence is. The werewolf on the tower that lead to the entrance to Old Yarnum. So you're just talking about the one in that room? Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a werewolf there too. He's not around other werewolves, so he's not good for farming. But he's there. Alright, let's see. Now we get just a little bit above 175 echoes. We'll do another run, and then we will go and move on to the next area, rather than killing Vicar Amelia and making the witches harder to deal with. Behold my ability to pretend to throw a fight. Or to throw a fight. Making it look real. There's more werewolves leading to the top. To the top of Old Yarnum? No, there's not. These are all the werewolves in Old Yarnum. There's the one at the entrance, and then there's these ones down here. There's the one that jumped out of the door when you first approached, but since I opened up the shortcut, that one's just standing in front of the tower. That leads up to the shortcut to get back to the Old Yarnum lantern. There's no more werewolves in the tower. It's just the fuzzy Beast Boys. I am pretty darn confident about this impact. But if you want, I can go up the tower and show you how there are no more werewolves there. No, wrong timing. There it is. They don't count as farm material. So are you saying that there are decorative werewolves on the tower leading up back to the top of Yarnum? That are just enemy models for decoration? I find that somewhat hard hard to believe. Because by the tower, you're talking about this tower right here. The one where the werewolf jumped out and is the way back up to the top of Old Yarnum. There are decorative werewolves that you cannot kill to farm hanging out on walls. Do I count the fuzzy boys who are not the werewolves on the way up the tower to the Old Yarnum as good for the farm? I mean, you can include them in a rotation if you'd like, but they're not worth all that much, and they're kind of out of the rotation. Like, they're kind of out of the way, and there aren't very many of them in one spot. So you could run up to kill them, but it makes your farm less efficient because it takes more time for not that much more benefit. Come on. Alright. Turn around. Okay. That didn't go exactly as planned, but now he gave it to me, which is good. But yeah, no, I wouldn't go up and fight the normal boys just for the farm, because they would only get me, like, 1,400 souls. The werewolves are getting me over 17,000. Which is why they're good to farm, because they're quick to kill, there's a whole bunch of them in one spot. I have a good way of respawning the area that's nearby. Trying to run to a lantern that's far away, that would be too time consuming. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to buy a level. I am purchasing a heck of ton of blood vessels. Blood vials. Okay, good. Now we have a decent amount of both of our resources, and having learned that the witches of Hemwick become just jerks, complete jerks, if you kill Vicar Amelia first, we are following the advice of the lovely chat and ignoring her until we go take care of those girls down by the bay. Which also means I'll be closer to unlocking my favorite area, which is the Vile Blood Manor. Because they got fashion. They've got all the fashion. We're going to ignore all of our friends and get over there. And then the stream can look like an actual stream, and not just farming. Oh, I chose the wrong one. That was a big mistake. I went to the left too early. And I did come over here just to get some of the item pickups off stream, because I didn't think they'd be terribly important. Because I thought there was going to be a I thought there was going to be a lantern right at the start of this area. I forgot that that was not the case. Alright. And now we have to deal with this area with literally all the people on either side trying to kill you all the time. I don't think I can sneak up on anyone because they have dogs pointed at the people. The rat dogs. Oh! I wasn't watching my stamina. Oh! Shoot! No, I got one behind me. That's bad. Alright, come on. These ones really flail. They got those blades. Blade puppers. Alright, how far back did I go? And I've got that big group there that'll start walking if I get too far forward. At least, if I remember correctly, that's what they do. Oh. Nope, I gotta get a recharge on the stamina a little bit. Oh wow, oh shoot! Let's get behind some cover. This town is finished, buddy. You're right. Now, whose pupper is running towards me? Where's my backtrack? I've lost track of where I can backtrack. Right there. Alright. Reoriented myself. Good. This guy's still firing at me from a distance. Where is he? And that guy has a dog. See, these guys are a good bullet farm. If they consistently drop 3 or more bullets, and there's like a dozen of them in the area. But the area is annoying to deal with. Because it can become overwhelming. So even though you're getting the items you're looking for, you're not getting the ease that you're looking for a good farm. Because if it takes effort, it's a bad farm. And I will go back to get those items as soon as I've cleared out the dudes. He's down. Good. And when I go to this guy, there's going to be more coming. Alright. Now let's get some items. Bone, marrow, ash, thick, cold blood. More bullets. We're gonna look on the other side. Oh, get to Yaha Ghul before killing Rom? So you're saying that MR farming is a bad farm. There are ways to farm for MR and Warframe that are easy. They are not the most engaging, but there are easy ways to do it. Which is primarily finding a high MR weapon that you can make easily and quickly, loading out in one for each of the slots, loading them all out, then going into Cephalon Samaris's, what's it called? Sanctuary missions. And, well, using Saren, honestly. If you want the best results, you use Saren. But just letting, like, being within affinity range of other people killing dozens and dozens of enemies, that makes it very easy to get affinity for all of those weapons. Because in Warframe, there are two kinds of affinity that you can earn. There is individual affinity for when you get a kill with a single item. And then there's affinity that applies universally, like affinity pickups, or when teammates kill an enemy, or when you use a Warframe ability to kill an enemy. And the difference between individual affinity and the universal kind, or like when you're in an interception mission and you successfully clear one of the... When you successfully clear a radio tower in the interception missions, that affinity is applied to all items that you are currently equipped with that don't have max affinity. And we're in Hemwick! Hooray! It's a party now. So, in an interception mission, if you have three items, a primary, a secondary, and a melee weapon that are not leveled up, that are not max, and you go and you clear a tower one time, instead of just getting 300 affinity for whatever weapon you have equipped, which is what you would get if you killed an enemy worth 300 affinity, you would get 900 affinity, because it is applying to the weapon, the secondary, and the melee weapon. And if your Warframe isn't leveled up either, then it's 1200 affinity for everything. And all of those affinity points go into your MR as their own thing. So by finding a cheap item that is high worth to your MR, by being a higher mastery rank, filling out your loadout with empties of those, and then going into Sanctuary, where you get team affinity for just being near the team who are killing lots of things. That applies to your entire kit. You get just bonkers affinity in the time it takes to do that. Now, nothing in Warframe takes a short amount of time, but that is a way to maximize your affinity farm. Whereas just using an item, like trying to level up one item one at a time, that is the worst way to farm for MR in Warframe. If your goal is just to get affinity. Whoa! And he really charged in that shit. Ooh. I clipped, but it was fine because she died anyway. Yeah. I've played too many RPGs, and I have gotten too many ideas about how to maximize farming efficiency. And it's largely why I have gravitated more and more towards action games without RPG mechanics. Because I find too many people, there's too much focus on the number go up. If it gets to the point where it wastes your time as a player. Once I got to an MR, well, basically in Warframe, it became a better game for me when I got to the point where I didn't have to worry about gaining more MR. Because there's pretty much nothing that isn't available to me at this point. Those higher MRs don't come with further benefits other than starting your next weapon with a higher affinity. I'm not going to take the stairs. I'm going to go the back way. Because I think the back way starts down here, doesn't it? Talk.
Did you hear the graveyard murmurs? Then it's almost time. Oh, I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Wow. She just disappeared. Oh wait, no, she didn't disappear. I thought I was seeing her hands, but I think I was seeing my stick.
Did you hear the graveyard murmurs? Then it's almost time.
Alright. And she's got nothing good to say. Madman's knowledge! I think I'm pretty close to being able to get a chunk. Oh, this is the path for the shortcut back down, not the path to the shortcut forward. Or the back way forward. I forgot these things. Let's see. Now, what is the best mission to level up on Arcwing? The main motive I don't like RPG is because the turn-based combat. If you had killed Vic or Amelia before, you would never heard that dialogue? Huh. Weird. Because, see, I didn't kill Vic or Amelia before the first time I went in. So I did hear that dialogue the first time I went in. But I just, you know, because it's been so long, just double check to make sure I'm not missing anything. Click on the thing multiple times. That sort of deal. Now, I do want to talk about this idea of the reason you don't like RPGs is because of turn-based combat, but that only applies to turn-based RPG. I mean, there was a time when RPG meant turn-based, because that's what an RPG was. It was just the Japanese RPG defined what it meant to be a Japanese RPG, and Japanese RPG meant turn-based because those were the limitations of consoles at the time, and that was the popular genre. Easy to achieve, relatively speaking, with the limitations of the hardware to deliver on an engaging experience. But RPG has come to mean either story-based game or stat progression. Because the idea of role-playing is literally any game in which you play a role, rather than playing as nothing. How well does that work? I wasn't close enough. Can I lure her back a little bit? No, she's just gonna stay there forever. Alright. Oh, good. But she's gonna get knocked back every time. Boo. And I used all of them silver bullets. And there's the hammer girl. Hey girl. You must be real strong to lift that up. While all your friends just got them sticks and hatchets and cookware and whatnot. Okay. Could have gone better, but it didn't. Yeah. I don't know. I am a very half-arsed advocate for trying to bring some more specificity to the way we talk about games. Like, when we talk about an RPG, I wish we would separate that more. Like, we have story-focused games, story-centered, however they want to talk about it. Story-based games. Or at least a game where one of the central appears, oh wow, is... Oh, it's because I don't have my gun out, that's why. Duh. Are you gonna come down here, buddy? Or did you get confused? Oh, wow. I have forgotten the timing for this guy. And then there's character progression. Building a character over time to reflect a certain kind of personality or ability. And that goes back to the very concept of the tabletop RPG. Which is why the term RPG is so ingrained into the idea of what the words role-playing game means, is because those games used stats to essentially be the game mechanic through which a role was created. Ow. But now, because games can just show a role, you don't have to create it mechanically. It can just be there. Okay. Actually, I'm going to stay one-handed because it's a smaller space. Hi, girl. You got your sickle? How's the hay farming going? Okay, cool. So instead of just saying RPG, I would rather we use things like story-based or character progression as language to describe the circumstance. Because even if you use a term like traditional RPG, that means something different between the West and Japan, which is why we still have terms like JRPG and Western RPG. But when Japan makes a traditional RPG in the Western style, we call that a Western RPG made in Japan. I mean, that's just stupid. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just regular stupid. Shortcut unlocked. So a turn-based character progression game, an action character progression game, story-based character progression game. Things like that. Ow! Oh, I almost fell for the trap. Super hard. Wow, I got real lucky there. Normal RPG was turn-based because the tabletop ones, as they were turn-based later with the advent of the action RPG, that had real-time combat as we know today. And that's not 100% true, because there were action RPGs made on those same consoles. They just looked very different. They were top-down, they had character progression in terms of stats. Like the original Legend of Zelda would have been considered an action RPG, and even a Western RPG by certain nomenclature, because it had a centralized story, a non-blank character with stats that progressed. And it was on those same consoles. And it was not turn-based. That was a bad place to be. Oh, I died. Good for me. Yeah, but see, like, what mechanically speaking does adventure mean? How is an adventure game different from an RPG game? Because adventure means you go on an adventure. So, any game with a story is an adventure game. Because any story could be considered an adventure. Like, a game with exploration. Okay, I move left or right in the map. That's exploration. I get to decide what direction I move. I'm not being shown a series of cutscenes and then doing a series of battles. But that could be said of a lot of JRPGs. So why were the turn-based JRPGs of, like, Final Fantasy 1, which allowed you to move around and choose where to go, even though it had a linear path from which you would actually move forward, you could actually move around and choose where to go. So why was that not an adventure game? It had exploration, it just didn't reward it. When we use generic terms for mechanics, or for a set of mechanics we come to associate together, we lose the ability to understand exactly what we mean when we speak about it. Just heck, the biggest example from last decade is Souls. What is a Souls game? Is it a difficult game? Is it a game with exploration? Is it a game with non-linear, with semi-linear pathing that loops around on itself? Is it a game with death spawn? With, whatever they call the mechanic of having a resource you need to get back after coming back from a kill. To the corpse run, that's what it is. Like, Dark Souls wasn't the first game with the corpse run. Is stamina bar. Like, there are so many things that are part of what makes a Souls game a Souls game. And it resulted in the meme of the Dark Souls of, because everyone had a different focus for what it meant for something to be a Souls game. Because they were using the generic term to refer to any number of the mechanics or design choices that were in all games design. In terms of the genre words like RPG, it's just a matter of it being older, so the number of mechanics it was subjectively related to were fewer. Oh, you have my souls. According with the characteristics, Dark Souls is a dark action RPG with infinite lives. It says that on RPG, the items you get are not required to finish the game, while Zelda items are a reward that change the ways you change the games. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be too hard to find an example of a JRPG in which you get an item that changes how your stats work in a certain way, that changes how you play the game. As well as for Zelda, one could argue that the items do not change the way that you play the game, but rather they are just keys to progression, because without the item you cannot interact with the environment object that lets you progress, whereas the game stays exactly the same the whole time. Key to environment object, key A to environment object A, key B to environment object B. Like, enemy, like, fighting boss, engage boss, damage 3 times for victory. Like, there's not much specificity in the terms, action or adventure. If you're speaking on a mechanical basis. Because if the difference between exploration, or the difference between adventure and RPG, is how the items in the game function, then the map is irrelevant. Like, what you actually explore doesn't matter. And that seems a little counterintuitive to me. Wow. Alright, that went much better than last time. He didn't die, but he got close. See. Well, see, that's just the thing. We're defining the words role-playing game by, do you need the items to finish? And, like, rationally speaking, how does that make sense? How does the words role-playing game means items are not required to finish the game? Okay, well then, literally any game without items. Or let's have a game that has items that you don't need to finish the game. So, Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is a RPG. Even though it has no character progression. It only has unlocking different moves, but the extra moves are not necessary to complete the game. for most of Devil May Cry, you can go through all of the game, every one of the games without unlocking any new moves. You just have to be good at executing them. And the consumable items themselves, absolutely not necessary. So, Devil May Cry is a JRPG. And not an action-adventure game. Because the items... See, the items should not be the definitive term of a subjective term like role-playing game that has nothing to do with items. Man, when I first looked at this, I got so freaked out. I hated this so much. In fact, I still do. Because I saw that little flick of flame. While I was in the menu. It was not super cool. And I think you would be hard-pressed to find someone who says, oh yeah, Devil May Cry is definitely a JRPG. In fact, because of Devil May Cry is another example of a kind of game where the collection of mechanics has come to be defined as a different genre, which is called character action. And yet, as you have defined RPG, it is an RPG and not an adventure game. Let's see. Well, that's just the thing. Like, how about this? Portal, yeah, under your definition of items are not required to complete the game. Portal is then an adventure game and not an RPG, because the items in the game, the objects you have to interact with to solve the puzzles, are required. Just like in Zelda, you need the item in order to solve the puzzle to progress. You need the item to beat the boss to progress. So Portal is not an RPG, even though you are very much playing the role of whatever Porter girl's name was. I forgot, there were two of them. However, Zelda, or The Legend of Zelda, in which you play the role of Link, is not an RPG either, even though you play the role of Link. These are things that are just incongruous. Because in actuality, when we say role-playing game, what we mean when describing genres, we're not talking about the item usage, we're talking about having a character that progresses in stats in a statistical way. So when we say something is an RPG, or when we say pretty much everything is an RPG nowadays, if anything has RPG elements, which means character progression in a statistical way, then yes. I mean, it is an RPG if it has character progression in a statistical way. If it is an RPG because you are simply playing a role, then what we are saying is that it is an RPG because it has a story. So a game with a story is what we mean when we say RPG. It just depends on which side do you fall on as to what RPG is the emphasis on. Is the emphasis of RPG on game with story, or is the emphasis of RPG on game with character progression? But by splitting it up, you don't have to confuse people. This is a game with character progression and a story, and it's also an action game where you go on an adventure. there aren't exploration, because going on an adventure doesn't mean exploration. Doesn't mean you have multiple options with a direction of where you could go on a map. It just means an adventure happens. Because that's what the word means. And there are games where you don't go on an adventure, like Stratego, or chess, or checkers. A Sudoku is not an adventure game. Neither is Tetris, not an adventure game. It is possible to have games that are not adventures. We have very loose language for how we describe sets of mechanics collected in a game. And that isn't inherently wrong when people have a, consistent understanding of what those mean. But as games evolve, progress, and change, the limits also change. Why did the slash happen and not the visceral attack? I don't understand it. Is it because I dodged? Is not an RPG if you can unlock nodes on a skill tree, which is why a lot of people say Special Edition of Skyrim isn't an RPG. Okay, but Final Fantasy X, you unlock nodes on a skill tree to progress your character. Final Fantasy X isn't an RPG? Even though you unlock nodes on a skill tree to progress your character's stats? See, now we've defined RPG as not unlocking nodes. We've defined RPG as optional items. Like, none of these definitions actually encapsulate the word RPG. And that's the issue. The language is loose. It's not. It relies on cultural understanding over time in order to work. Which is why we don't find the term RPG helpful. Because the cultural understanding of the term has become so broad as to encapsulate anything that either has a story or character progression in a statistical manner. Yeah. Yes, literally. What you just described is Final Fantasy X. Every character can unlock every node on the sphere map. You can go anywhere you want. You can make Kamari a black mage. You can make Yuna a darn good fighter. Smacking up things with her stick. Like, what you have added has not changed the fact that it is still the same. And, I agree that video game genres get blurry because they're not so much getting blurry as they are getting mixed. They are getting used in different ways because the mechanics that define the genre are not bound to only be used in one way. And then there's also the idea of how games are in fact also dealing with being connected to other genres. You know, the traditional genres of stories. Like, is a horror game like a mystery game? Action game does not always refer to what you do mechanically, but is it an action type story like in Hollywood? I forgot about the dog. Like in a Hollywood movie, you know? You could have a game with only quick time events that would be an action game, or an action game in terms of like the movie it was telling. The gameplay would not be very action-y. Which is why defining... My main argument, it's in a video I did a long time ago called The Open World Mistake, where I compared The Witcher 3 and Breath of the Wild as open world games, and how despite both being called open world games, they're entirely different in terms of what their appeal is and why people like them, and how neither one could be fairly called the standard bearer for open world RPGs in the future. Wow. And I made an argument that rather than using, you know, these vague concepts, we go to the heart of the matter, which is core engagements. Why people enjoy the games as our defining characteristic. What incentivizes people to play them. Sort of embracing the subjective experience aspect and using that as the main definitor of genre, so that we don't limit ourselves to pure mechanical ideas when we consider what we want out of a game, or pure sets of mechanics. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, considering sets of mechanics primarily. Because it's good to be able to find things that you enjoyed before, and new versions of them. And I also know that, like, you know, from a linguist perspective, doggedly pursuing specificity in language is a meaningless task, because language is not evolved definitively, it is evolved subjectively. Interesting enough, usually by middle school aged girls is usually where most lingual innovations occur in a language, in a culture. Let's see. You can unlock nodes, all nodes forever. But hold on, I'm going to read that, but I need to backtrack a bit before I read that. You can unlock all nodes forever, like you have everything all the time, like being a rogue, archer, all types of mages, all types of warriors, at the same time, the literal Omni class. Yes, Yokai, you are describing Final Fantasy X. You can unlock all nodes for forever, because everyone shares the same sphere grid. And Final Fantasy X is still a JRPG. It has role-playing, it has a story-centric game, and it has character progression in a statistical manner. Oh, no, oh, shoot! Well, I put myself in a spot, because now I got the big guys somewhere around here. Hey guys. question is, can I sneak around and still open the gate? Or will I get jumped on by someone else? I did not notice before. There's the mechanism. Alright, shortcut unlocked. And now we have to deal with the Axeman. Oh, I got him. But... oh, I got both of them. That's not good. Oh, no. That wasn't it at all. No, I'm too far away. Ah. Boo. Final Fantasy X is kind of a broken game, but they also make you use that brokenness if you want to fight all of the hardest enemies in the HD re-release. The Dark Aeons require you to have a whole heck-a-ton of overpoweredness. For those people who know how to who knew how to break the game and wanted to. Alright. Time for my Streamly restroom break. So I will return in 1 minute. I have returned. Did not take very long at all. Didn't stop some people from bailing on the stream though, unless I didn't notice that they were gone before. Streaming really is a stay in your chair kind of job. Don't get up. Come on, girls. Whoop, got stuck on geometry. No, I have enough insight now to get that bloodstone chunk. Gotta get you to come down. Then we have the lady throwing the bombs. Where's the lady throwing the bombs? Is it different since I've got the shortcut open? I've forgotten that being a thing in things. Nope, there she is. Gotta get those shards. Very important shards. Okay. Try to fight Hammer Girl on the stairs here. It did 4 damage. That's cute. Oh no! I hit square! On accident. And it was bad. Whoops. Alright. I don't think Augur of Ebrietas will do anything significant to the Axe Boys. But if it does, I want to try. No! Again, why? Why do this? What? Wow! I swear. I've completely forgotten what their timing is. Oh, and you know what? I still have the farming runes on, so I don't get my Quicksilver bullets back when I do get a visceral attack. That's a mistake. Yes, yes, you can throw fire. Big whoop. Want to fight about it? Kin Hunter. Blood gems. Dank, damp darkness. I've got Wolfos down there. Got that axe boy coming. Has he already seen me? Or is that just his pathing? I think he's already seen me. Looks like he has. Or no, maybe that was him seeing me. Either way, he's seen me. And that one has my souls. So I will have to defeat 2 to get him back. Huh. That is a good start. If I could do that again, that would be ideal. Otto. But how? How is the question? I'm glad they don't, like, change their behavior if they detect a, or if they get near a body, like in your Assassin's Creed and your stealth games. We'll just wait for him to come back. See if I can't get him on a turn. Nope, he saw me. Okay. Mistake, but it was made. Oh no! That does nothing. It did damage though. The damage was decent. Very difficult. Makes me want to just kind of burn blood to get it back. Oh! Yeah, let's burn some blood. Ho 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 ho! Okay. Sure. Oh, darn it. Ever so hard to read, are they? What? Come on! Ah, the swing. No! Oh, that's not working super well. I really got parry timing on the tentacles. That's great. Love it. Alright. I don't believe I have what I need in order to get access to Oh, he dodged me. They all come. No, don't lose it. Don't lose it now. Oh, we're losing it. Out of their range. That may not have been a super successful attack, but it was a somewhat successful retreat. Whew. Them's Bloodborne. I have a very decent amount of souls right now. And I forget if there is... No, there's no, there's no lantern right before the, There's no lantern right before the Widget boss fight. So I should probably make a retreat and then realize for the next run, since I have the gates unlocked, I have my run to the boss already set up. I know I already have this, but we might as well pick it up. Oh, it's a madman's knowledge instead of a rune. Because normally it's the lake rune here, isn't it? I think so. Alright. Let's retreat to the lantern and give ourselves the levels, the breathers, pop the madman knowledge in order to get the bloodstone for upgrading the burial blade. Let's see. And we will try to do at least one run onto the witch. Before stream's end. Hey, girl.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well. Let me.
Alright. Things I could do. Could pump endurance to get more attacks. It's not terribly helpful on something like Vicar Amelia. Could just keep pumping Arcane. So that my items are better. Yeah, I'll keep doing that. We're getting closer to the soft cap for Arcane anyway. And then we'll start pumping Blood Tinge for the Chikage.
Farewell, good. May you.
Alright. Let's repair. We'll purchase some items with the excess. Then we will pop some insight. And we need 19. Let's see. A tiny Tonitrus. And I have lots of regular Madmans and 3 Great Ones. Great One get me 2, Madman get me 1. So I will need... Let's see, what I have showing here is 19 exactly. 13 plus 6, 19. And that's everything I need. So we'll have to pop all of them if we want to get that stone. You can't purchase the rock, can you? You can only get that in specific parts of the game. Oh no. You can purchase the blood rock. It is nearly a boulder. Few bloodstones of such size have ever been discovered, even considering the combined experience of all hunters. Right. I should not be burning this on the chunks in order to get them early, or get some levels up early. I should be waiting to purchase the rock. Because it's so good. And unfortunately, you can't sell items for insight either. Boo. Okay, never mind to all that. We'll just hold on to those items forever then. Hemwick Charnel Lane. Now let's go ahead and make a run on the Witches of Hemwick. When I played this for the first time, I defeated them and won. I don't think that's going to happen here. Because the quality of my performance seems to vary vastly while streaming. Ow. Jerk. You burnt my face, and I need that for being pretty and making money. Just run past all of these fun gals. Ow! Down the stairs. And come to find the witches. And of course, the summons are not the witches. Is her first spawn location up top here? It's not in a set space, is it? There you are! First of the twins. You're walking around up there. You're really excited. Whoa, whoa, big flails. Yes, yes, I know, you're very cool. Where'd you go, lady? I need to know. Because we are friends. You can't kite your puppet man forever. Oh man, check out all this action, it's so cool! This is the kind of boss fight that's cool once. Alright, when's your sister gonna come out? Oh! Cool. Hey, friend. Oh, you got so many in your combo. Okay, I'm just gonna walk away from you again. It's very rare that I'll actually see the little, like, mist steps that they do. Little blood mist for where they reappear. At least I think it's an indication of where they reappear. Might be more of an indication of them, like, starting up another attack or something. You were underneath this time. Found your sister pretty quickly. Right underneath me. Could have done a slam attack if I had been paying attention. And this isn't the main witch, it's just the sister. Get you to come up here so you can kite a little while longer. cool. Hey, the real one. Now we're big. Now we got two. At least if I heard that sound correctly. Back off a bit. Yep, there are two of them here. You just keep coming right up here, don't you? Yep, not done. Yeah, that's the cool moment. And now we've got 3 of them to be dealing with. If I could just get them all on one side of the room, that would be very neat. Oh! 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 You get that too, huh? I've literally never seen her do that. Just try to get them all together. Oh, hi! You're back. No. Just keep moving. They're all somewhere. The second one brings her sister back. Oh, hello. I was about to go in a different direction, and there you came. Found her. Shouldn't have gone literally in a straight line from where I was headed. Where'd you go? First witch is back. Ooh. Oh, I didn't have it. And I still don't. Now I know where she is. Oh, they can both cast. I thought only the second sister was casting. Whoa, she must have moved. Found you. Ah, yeah. No! Don't grab me. Very mean. Not a kind thing to do. It's still the first sister. Normally I like to walk because it encourages the shadows to keep walking, not pursue as quickly. Where's she at? Really? I don't have to take him down at all. I wish there were like a set pattern that we could all know about. I did not do it fast enough once again. There's the light though. Not very cool, guys. I know we're all trying to have fun here. We're trying to play nice, but you don't know how yet. It's the same one. Where's your sister? Oh, of course. I was hoping I could get one more hit in. Okay, good. Dead. Both of them are dead. Now you guys gotta pop away. Thank you. So kind. But how's the fight compared to the first time? It was about the same, it just took longer? That's my only description of it. Just took longer. It's an interesting, like I said during the fight, it's an interesting fight while you are still fighting. Actually, I want to get a monocular look at this, because this could potentially make for a good thumbnail in the future. You never know. You always got to be out on the lookout for thumbnails. Ah, boo. Kinda. It's hard. It's hard to get a good angle. Maybe. Probably not. Kin Coldblood. Super useful. No, man. I have to use binocular. I do not have a perfect handle on which buttons I'm using still, it appears. I seem to get the fight buttons down well, but the menu buttons, not so much. Remove the HUD and use the sitting emote? Oh, that's a good idea. I should go back and do that. Oh. But first, we will do items instead of saving for a level. Am I forgetting that the invitation to Castle Vileblood isn't a purchasable item that you unlock later, right? No, it's just something you are given. You find it. Wake up. Alright, repair. See if I remember. Environment. Display HUD off. Right. We will go back and get a potential thumbnail for a future video. And what are we on time? We're on 4:36, which means we are very nearly at the end of the stream. Let's get back down here. Show options. Display off. And we need... No, I need to change it. I need to use it. Switch to... Oh, do I need to use the monocular before? Because I can see trying to use the monocular, the animation breaking me out of the sitting animation. Do I have sit? I should. There it is. Alright, do it. Oh no. It didn't actually move the camera lower. Well, what do you know about that? I can't look at myself either. Or do I have to use the sit emote first? And then the monocular? Nope, she'll stand up. Okay, well, it was a good idea. You get in the Yosefka clinic on the room you wake up. You get to the front of Yosefka's clinic in the room you wake up in. The back requires dropping behind the first area and finding a different entrance. Before I forget, let's turn that HUD back on. Oh, I still have Chikage out. Return to the Hunter's Dream. I'm out of soda. Alright. And we're going to head back there again. To do some item cleanup in all the bits that we ran past or skipped. As you can never neglect your item cleanup. It's very important. That went pretty well. Hey, glad we did. A little buddy! I forgot about you. Squirmy buddy. You don't go anywhere. Oh, hi bud. I did not realize you came all the way over here just to see me. Can you come down in here? You can. You won't come that far though. Oh, is he stronger? He seems stronger. I was doing more damage than that, that's why I say that. I feel like even my heavy attack isn't going to stagger this guy. Did I hurt myself? No, I didn't. That was just the red fading. Okay. One big slam. Okay. He'll do a slight stagger. This is killing my durability though, my friend. I value my friends who value my things. One. No 2 and 3. Will it be better if I just use the sword? This is hilarious. Come on. Nah, it's the same. Well, this is more. Okay. Well, that wasted some of my time. Now where were the items that were on the run up here? Because I know there was supposed to be a few. I saw the chest down there, and we're gonna get it. I seem to remember there being some big thing that only spawned right when you got up here. Maybe that was the guy. Maybe that was the big guy. Oh, one of those. Lame. Okay. I'm just gonna run into the house. Or the wall, or whatever we call it. Because I slipped down before I could come here. The last time. I'm pretty sure there's something in this room, but I could be entirely wrong about it. I was. There was nothing to pick up. Okay. Let's retreat. Okay. What else do we have time for during the stream? What can we do? Let's see. We got 15 minutes. The axe guys being weak to parry shots may be one thing, but I am not good at getting the parry on those guys, which is a very important factor. Let's see. Purchase items. More blood. We're almost at max blood. I I suppose I could try one more run on Vicar Amelia. Probably won't make a huge difference. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll take one more chance at the big boss. And see how well we can do it. You could always try running right, though. There are more paths to exhaust. Though I'm pretty sure I'm not able to move forward on that one. And I could go to the, whatever it's called, Yahargul Hypogean Gale or something. Safe place for the ground was right in it. Ow! Top off. Oh, shockwave. Wasn't close enough. Should have done heavy attack. That was the opportunity. Oh, too late. close. Oh, the bite. Bite of 87. Oh, it's so much health. Very good. Oh no! Oh no! Forward dodging did help. I try never to dodge backwards because it's almost never the right thing to do, but like instincts, you know, they take over when they shouldn't. That was fine. That was actually a pretty close attempt. That was closer to what I was at when I ended the last stream, trying to get Vicar. Well, okay. It's 5 minutes till. There's really not much to do. I'm gonna look on the side, on the other side, and see how far the enemies give chase when I run to the other side of the chapel. And then we'll call it a stream. I know the hunters, the pair of hunters awaits me past here. I'm not going to try to fight them right now. Do they give chase? They appear not to. Alright. Well, if I can get this far... I know there's nothing down there, because it just results in that, that wall that I can't go through yet. So next stream we will either be bashing our head against Vicar Amelia again, or we will be letting ourselves get caught by the bagman and going to the words I can't pronounce, Hypogean Gowl or something. Whatever that thing is called. Where is my brain hunter's mark? The regular one. Alright. Well, that's a stream. Hope you had fun. Oh, stretch. And thank you for the interesting conversation, Yokai. Always glad to have you around. But that is going to call it for me. I'm going to cut it just a few minutes early, and we will do this again tomorrow. Yeah. Do this again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I will try not to be late this time. Alright. Oh, ghoul? Vampire ghoul? Hydrogen ghoul? Either way. Somewhat funnier if I don't pronounce it right. But I gotta get going. I have other stuff that needs to get accomplished today. So thank you again, and goodbye. Goodbye.